Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melanie if you're new here, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing how you can start your own blog and make money from it. This is going to be my first video talking about how to make money blogging or just anything blogging related. If you look at my previous videos, I've talked about Etsy. So if you guys want Etsy related videos, definitely go check out my previous videos. Believe it or not, I've been blogging a lot longer than I have since I started my Etsy shop 2 years ago. It has been this journey of really learning how to keep going when you don't see any progress, because blogging it could be one of the most lucrative side hustles, but it is also one of the slowest side hustles to see results and see growth. But when you actually do make that money, it could actually exponentially grow a lot quicker than other side hustles. So in today's video, I'm actually going to teach you guys how to step-by-step start a blog, and hopefully by the end of it, you won't feel so overwhelmed and you'll feel more excited and ready to start. So let me actually get into what is a blog, right? Because you've probably heard that many times, like, oh yeah, I blog or I own a blog, but what is it actually? So a blog is a website that features articles centered around a specific topic or niche. There are some people who just like to blog, like kind of like a diary or journal entry, like a public journal entry, but there are other people who kind of treat it like a business where their long-term goal is to eventually monetize it. Actually, when I was in middle school, I loved blogging just for my own personal enjoyment, but when I realized that you could actually make money from it, that's when I switched my perspective on blogging, and I decided to start one from the goal of trying to make it a side hustle. So that leads me to the first step, which is you want to choose a niche. I would just suggest starting off with like a category. For example, if you're interested in beauty, well, within the category of beauty, you can pick 3 subcategories. Actually, I would highly recommend you do that so you don't kind of run out ideas in the future if you go too in depth with your niche. And so you have a range of different blog post ideas that you can talk about. You can create seasonal posts about like skincare products to buy, and that's actually another way that you could monetize your post because you can add affiliate links, but we'll get into like affiliate marketing and all that in a future video. But for now, I would say don't get too caught up in pondering over a niche and feeling like it has to be perfect, or you've kind of dug yourself into a hole choosing like a niche, because you can always expand later on. I think that was what I wrestled with in the beginning, was that I chose personal development. I was not seeing any growth with my blog whatsoever. First of all, it's a very competitive niche. I didn't know anything about marketing at the time, so I just didn't know how to position my blog and make it stand out among other competitors. But once I switched my niche and I started talking more about kind of like beauty and lifestyle, that was when I figured out what was trending and stuff like that. So you also just kind of have to test and experiment, but also give it time. For me, like personal development, it didn't work for me after like I was blogging about it for 1.5 years, and that's kind of a while. So I would say like 6 months in, if you're not really noticing any growth within your niche, maybe start to expand and explore different types of niches or categories. So I do briefly want to list out the most popular blog niches nowadays, which are travel, home decor, personal finance, parenting, health, fitness, DIY and crafts, food, beauty, and fashion. Obviously, this is not a full list, but these would definitely be some of the most popular niches that you can think about. Okay, and then step 2 is to choose your blog name and domain name. Basically, your domain is your blog name. For example, I own a blog and I have talked about it here, I believe, upthesidehustle.com. That's my blog, and it's my domain name. I would suggest choosing a name that is easy to spell, so when people look up your blog, they won't forget how to spell out your blog name. A lot of people like to choose blog names that are related to their niche. Because for example, you know, if someone's into travel, usually they'll have something travel related in their blog name. Tips to help you guys out. You want to keep your name short and memorable. Create a long list of potential names to check out for availability, because sometimes you could be thinking about a certain blog name, but it turns out it's not even available. So definitely you want to check and see if it's even available to use. Consider incorporating your name if you plan to be a personal brand. Use .com to make it easier for visitors to remember your domain. For the first and second step, please do not waste too much time figuring out your niche and picking out a domain name, because these are things that you can always change in the future as well. So after step 1 and 2, you're going to set up web hosting. Web hosting is actually where you're going to host your website. It's pretty self-explanatory. There are a lot out there, but I would highly recommend using Bluehost. I feel like Bluehost offers a lot of affordable plans and their customer service is pretty good. Like, I've had a lot of technical issues in the past and there's always been an agent that has helped me right away on the spot and has been able to resolve everything. So if you're interested in using Bluehost as your web host, then I'm going to provide a link down below. They have a lot of different plans, and the lowest I believe is $1.99 per month, which is really good. And you can always change your plan over time if you feel like you need more features, but the most basic is under $2. So you really don't need to be spending that much money starting your blog from the beginning. I think that's always a worry that people have when they start a blog, because you know, it's an investment. I definitely had those thoughts in the beginning, but I think when you think about the ROI, the return on investment, it outweighs how much you're spending on your blog. And if you actually do want to make money blogging in the future, you do have to use a self-hosted platform or a self-hosted blog, which is like Bluehost. So step 5 is to select a blog theme. Please do not get too caught up on this as well, because I know, especially a lot of us who like aesthetic things, we want to make our website look super nice and pretty and stuff like that. But if we don't even have, like, if you don't have any blog posts written, there's really no point in trying to spend so much time on your blog's appearance. Yes, it's important to make it look professional, but the pillar to having a successful blog is to have content created. But I guess to keep some things in mind when it comes to choosing a blog theme is the purpose. So you want to pick a theme that kind of aligns with your blog niche. For example, if you're going into beauty and fashion, maybe a color palette would look like more feminine colors, or if you're going to home decor, a color palette would be more minimalistic or neutral or boho. So definitely consider your niche and how it aligns with your blog theme. And you can find a lot of blog themes through Etsy. Etsy has a lot of affordable themes that work well with WordPress. There's a lot out there, but I'll definitely include some links down in the description box, so that could hopefully help you guys out. Step 6 is to actually write your blog post, and I would suggest writing 3 to 4 pillar posts to lay the foundation of your blog, and specifically write about topics in your niche. Let's go back to like the category of beauty, right? The niche of beauty, and a sub niche or category could be skincare. You could write about how to create a fall skincare routine. When I say pillar post, that's usually around like 1,500 to 3,000 words. I know that kind of sounds long, but if you just also get into the habit of writing every day, like let's just say 500 words, which isn't that much, you can easily get to 2,000 words in like 1 week. I would say continue to also just build that practice of writing, and if you are not a good writer, that's okay. You don't have to be a professional writer to become a blogger. I think that's a big misconception that a lot of people have, but would also encourage you to use like a professional yet casual tone, if that makes sense. Like, you want to imagine that you're talking to a friend. depending on your niche though and the level of authority that you want to have when it comes to writing about your niche. So again, I would recommend writing 3 to 4 pillar posts before you actually go live with your blog and start marketing it. Okay, so step 7 is to invest in yourself so that you can grow quicker. What I mean by this is if you feel like you're kind of getting stuck in your blogging journey or you're not sure how to grow your skills, this is what ebooks and courses are for, and this is what I did to really grow as a blogger and develop my skills. When I knew that I wanted to turn this into a money-making blog, I didn't hesitate to invest in courses. One of the best courses that I've taken was Perfecting Pinterest by Sophia Lee, and she also has her own YouTube channel, and I love watching her YouTube channel because I feel like they're so informative. In this course, she talks about how to basically use Pinterest as a marketing tool to really promote your blogs, and this is what really changed the game for me, like this course, because I believe her course allowed me to get into Mediavine, which is an ad agency for bloggers, and that's how I was able to make ad revenue from like my blog. So I definitely cannot emphasize this enough when it comes to investing in education when it comes to blogging. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I do feel like a faster way to exponentially grow as a blogger is to invest in courses or ebooks. And if you're interested in Sophia Lee's Pinterest course, I'm going to leave a link down below, and I'm also going to leave a review that I created because I actually wrote a blog post about her course. It's just my own honest opinion, and I also do walk through kind of like how much revenue I was making prior and then how much I was making after I took her course. So if you're interested, I'll leave those links down below. And then step 8 is to market your blog. So once you have kind of a foundation to writing blog posts, learning how to navigate your own website, and just getting familiar with, writing and market researching and whatnot. Now you want to actually market your blog to bring traffic to your website. And the best way to go about this is Pinterest, like I had just mentioned in the previous step. That's what I use to get into Mediavine. Pinterest is a visual search engine, so it is such a, I think it's so underrated compared to Instagram and TikTok. But when we're talking about what bloggers use to market their websites, it's Pinterest. It's literally the go-to. I would recommend using this course because it is it really goes in depth with how to create pins. To recap this step, you do want to market your blog, and I would definitely recommend using Pinterest. The last step that I have for you guys in order to really lay the foundation to make money for your blog is to find time to actually work on your blog, right? Because it's one thing to visualize what that end goal looks like for you. It takes so much of your time and energy to actually create a blog. And honestly, I think that's why bloggers just understand each other, because we literally spend hours and hours doing market researching, writing the blog posts, creating those pins and putting them out from start to finish. It takes such a long time, and you're doing that consistently over the span of years. You're not just stopping at one point and going back to it, but it's this consistent practice. And that's why I really feel like blogging teaches you so much about grit and resilience, because you don't see that growth right away. And that's also why I feel like I have such a heart for blogging more than Etsy, because yes, Etsy took I don't know, 2 months for me to see those first few sales, but blogging, it took two and a half, maybe even 3 years for me to get into Mediavine and to actually build that consistent income. Blogging is not for the people who want instant gratification and just want to see quick results. No, no, no. Blogging is for the long haul, and you have to know what you want when you start it. That is what's gonna get you there. And ultimately, it's just also finding purpose in blogging. And for me, I know that God has given me this platform for a reason. He's taught me a lot about my own character through blogging, and that's why I'm so grateful that I didn't stop when I started or when I didn't see growth, because you really do learn a lot about yourself. And anyway, anyways, I'm going off tangent, but those were the steps that I would highly recommend you to do, to follow in order to make a money-making blog. And maybe in future videos, I'll go more in depth with each step, but that's kind of like an outline of what I would do if I had started my blog from scratch. I would go through each step and again, not waste too much time with the first few steps, but start building that practice of writing your blog posts, really learning how to market research and how to use Pinterest. And like, I can guarantee you, if you follow these steps, you're gonna be way ahead of the game than a lot of people who are just starting out. You guys got this. I believe in you. And if you have any questions, as always, please comment down below and I would be happy to answer them. But I will talk to you guys soon.